This is going to be part 2 of the 4-part series called the 4 trades. Last week was trend continuation, and this one's going to be trend termination. And so here I've got one example with Bitcoin USD. With trend termination, you got to have some kind of reasons, whether it's price action or loss of momentum or something. You got to have reason to take the trade. So one example here might be noticing the increase in price with a decrease in the buyer's momentum. Now, this can continue on and on while price makes highs, and that's why we don't enter recklessly or with a lot of size. But if we zoom in here a little to make this clearer, again, I am on my laptop, so I apologize if it's lagging or slow. But we've got our higher low pivots defined for us, right? And then we get something kind of dramatic in price action where it's, we're not going to short based off it, but it might be telling us to pay attention. We've got these topping tails up here. We've got a decrease in momentum with an increase in price, and then a big bearish engulfing candle. Now, it does move away from this right after with a nice little bottoming tail there. But this is now a very important pivot, all right? And so when price comes up to where this started, where this big candle started, and it continues to make topping tails on the 4-hour while your cycle crosses over and starts descending, this is not a good look, right? Your momentum is continuing to be lost in your RSI. You've now gone, I would argue that right here is when this trade was terminated because you enter into a trading range. Maybe not as long or dramatic as the one down at 6,000, but this is definitely a range. And then when price attempted to hold it with this big bottoming tail here, after it failed and took out that support, this is where I would, officially say the trend was terminated. We use these visual waveform bands, and you can see this is where they cross and turn bearish with that red 8-period moving average on the bottom and the bands on the top. So any retest now of this zone, and we'll talk about this more next week with support resistance, any retest of this zone I would say is viable for shorts. And you get just a little one to the 8 there, not even a shot at the 30, but that is where I'm adding shorts on this trade. Or if you recognize this bearish candle and the trend being terminated here, you can be adding shorts into this resistance as well with either a stop above where you entered or a stop below the major, or a stop above the major extremity. A trader might look for spots where the short-term downtrends, aka pullbacks, and the uptrend have overextended themselves. For example, here, right? In this case, if someone wants to take longs here, this is actually, right, we're on a 4-hour. This might actually be counter trend to the cycles on the 30-minute, right? So let me explain here what I'm talking about. We've got our higher lows and higher highs. So this is an uptrend right now. Right, this is the uptrend. But right here on a lower time frame, we definitely have a downtrend. So the play in here is shorts. So if you're looking to long this pullback and an intermediate term uptrend, then you're actually, you're buying counter to the lower time frame trend. Whereas if you're on 4-hour, it's clearly a pullback, right, about halfway down from this move up. So you're counter to the trend on the lower time frame, but on your trading time frame, the 4-hour, this is still proper. Your cycle was low, your RSI was low, and you were about halfway back. All right. I hope you guys followed that. If you have any questions, do post them in the comments below. And after I do the 4 trades, of course, next week, the week after, we'll start going into some more in-depth trading patterns of this. All right, guys. Hope you have a good rest of the week.